How hard is it to break into UX design without prior experience? I think for all of you, that was probably a fear at one point or another. Like, how am I going to get a job without experience? And maybe talk about your personal experience in that.
So going into it, I wasn't as scared because I had graphics experience and we had touched basically the surface of UX and UI. I'm from the Midwest, so it's very like packaging design based. We didn't really go super in depth in like the digital world. So I wasn't super intimidated by learning the software itself. I thought that I would be able to adapt pretty fast given that I had already learned Adobe stuff. As for learning the other stuff, it is definitely a little overwhelming at first because it is a lot of information, but I feel like it's definitely doable if you do it in chunks, and how the foundations course is laid out. It's kind of good for that, and it kind of does walk you through like the thought process and a lot of the fundamental like things to learn. I thought it was overwhelming. I don't think it was hard to learn though. It is a lot of information, but it's not necessarily hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything that's new is going to be a little bit intimidating, and challenging to learn. And I think especially as a career changer, which all three of us are, and which majority of people are who are doing this. I mean, I guess everyone is a career changer, but yeah, so I would agree with Tyler. It's not hard, but overall, I just think, in anything, whatever you put in is what you get out. So, if you put in the time and the effort to really go through the program, do the readings and really apply yourself, then, I think you will be able to get a lot out of it. So there's so much to learn, and you're not honestly going to be good at everything. Like, I'm not good at every single piece of, UX and UI design. But I think, again, as long as you really apply yourself and really push yourself to learn, then, you can do it. I still have to like YouTube things when I'm at work, like in a meeting. I have my other screen, like Googling verbiage they're talking about. But, I think as long as you have that positive mindset and you really want to do it, and it's something you genuinely enjoy, then, if you enjoy what you're doing and what you're learning, then you'll be able to pick it up, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah, I think, I agree. Any new skill that you're going to learn or have to transfer, it's going to take time and energy and effort. Like it's not just going to be, nothing is going to be super easy to do. I mean, nothing is. Even when coming out of college and going into teaching, because my teaching was banned, and there's not as many positions as there are other disciplines. It was also even difficult for me, even though I had a degree, and I knew many friends that had degree in the same thing and were struggling maybe to find jobs and those things as well. So it's not necessarily so much about how hard it is. I mean, regardless of what career or what path you're choosing, you're going to have to work hard at it. It's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be things you have to learn how to do, software you need to learn how to use. And I'm sure, and you guys' positions as well, there's been software that, that is not necessarily talked about in Foundations of Career Jumpstart, because there's so many software outside just Figma that we use, and we have to learn how to use all of it as well. So it's a constant learning curve. So it's easy, yeah, sure, but you have to be willing to learn all the time, because there's always a new software that we have to use or something else that we have to use. Figma comes out with a new feature that we have to learn how to use. So it's just a constant learning procedure, and you have to be able to want to learn all the time.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, Daniel. And when I was kind of originally creating the curriculum for the course, something that I had on there as like a learning outcome was like how to learn, because softwares are changing all the time, and like there's new tools, and like one company could use Figma, the other one could use Sketch, like, but if you just know how to learn one, like you've learned how to use one, it's the similar process to learn how to use the other one, right? Like there's skills that are applicable.